Oh, there we go.
You think it's still good?
Does weed go bad?
Let's find out.
The infamous weed scene.
You're gonna talk about how we did this twice?
You haven't heard
yeah.
it?
Oh, we
my
had a whole
God,
other version of
yes.
the scene that was a little too
On the
earnest,
nose. Yeah.
and we rewrote it and recaptured it.
It's
How do
funny
you
you
mean by
described it
that?
as earnest because I felt that it was literally a fight until she's like, "Okay, I love you."
It also felt that fight was trumping some stuff that happens later in the theater once we're in Seattle. So this was like a moment to give them
What's wrong with you?
pure innocence before we go on this violent journey.
I remember, Neil, when you pitched the idea that, like, she throws the glass, and I was still, to this day, I'm like, but what if you smoke glass? I
Yeah.
get
If you
really
smoke glass.
concerned.
It is true.
Yeah.
I mean, gonna be stuck here a while, right?
Kissing scenes in performance capture is really hard.
I feel like that the hardest part about it was when we would have to do the ones where we would have to be standing apart.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And
God.
then
That was really embarrassing.
we would just have to be like
Yeah,
with
because
ourselves.
we had one where it was just you standing there with your face turned to the side
Ugh,
and just kind of kissing the air so we get the pure facial reference that isn't obscured by
And then
Shannon's
I was like,
big head.
why do you need the front of the face? The front of the face is being used.
Well, because they animate it from like all angles, even though you only see that like one
Yeah.
side.
How would you?
I feel like if I had to do this with anybody else, it would have been even more uncomfortable. But because Shannon and I got so
Why are
close,
we still talking
it was
about this?
helpful to sort of, when we had to do those awkward sort of kissing moments and we weren't actually being able to connect with each other physically and feeling awkward and weird, we would still be holding on to each other. So it still felt
We were like minorly cuddling.
minorly cuddling. So you're like, well, at least there's like a little bit of something
Like
here.
intimacy. There was still
Yeah.
some form of intimacy that was like, all right, I still feel safe. I don't feel like I'm like flapping in the wind.
And you're in a brightly lit room
Very brightly
with
lit
a bunch
room.
of technical engineers like standing all around you.
Yeah. But we found ways around it to sort of still be able to, connect with each other and not feel so
Yeah, but sex-
weird.
Oh, what? I mean, now I really want
I
to.
mean, what you're doing is, I think, pretty hard. Of you're trying to convey years of relationship with this other, your best friend, and it all has
Yeah.
to come across like there's just so much history, and yet there's this still awkward thing that hasn't been realized until this moment.
Have you met you?
You make me want to go back outside into that blizzard.
She's got to flick that joint really aggressively in a second.
Flicky.
Ellie's so cool here. Look at how cool she is.
This better be better than a six.
Yeah.
The flicking always made me
very
uncomfortable. I was
aggressive.
like, what if it
What if it catches on
It's
fire?
a very dry space.